All right, guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
And my name is Ace Guzman.
Welcome to Ace and Rich Freedom by Design Live, where we actually take your questions and we answer them. Right? So, guys, this is another day, another week, another exciting moment where we can help you get unstuck in your business and literally start having results, because we're seeing a lot of people struggling out there, and we're trying to figure out, like, what is going on? Well, we're finding out a lot of people are not really getting their questions answered. So what I like to do is, and what Ace likes to do, is take these questions and really help people understand how they can get over those hurdles so they can start getting results in their business.
Absolutely.
So grab your favorite drink. I got some tea this evening, and, let's get started. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just making sure that people are here so that I can actually get this going.
All right, so let me get to the questions here. We got quite a few here.
Yeah, open up the list of questions. And if you guys got any questions, as you can see, I'm on my phone right now. Guys, put them in the chat, drop them in the live, so that way we can go ahead and answer them for you. No question is dumb, so there's no judgment. Go ahead and post your questions.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Ask any questions you want. All right, ask questions about Ace and Rich if you want. Right? About Ace and Rich, business.
They do sometimes want to find out about us.
They want to find out more about us and like what we're doing.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
How did we meet?
Yeah.
Right? So, no, it's cool. I'm pumped. All right, so anyways, let's get with the first question here from Miss Lativa. How long does it typically take to get approved and make your first sale in high-ticket affiliate marketing? Now, this is a great question because I see in this question she wants to know if, how long does it take to get approved? And to me, some high-ticket affiliate marketing networks out there, affiliate networks require you to get approved if there's some high-ticket going on as well. Now, there's certain programs you don't really need to get approved, but there are some that do. So it could take, I don't know, a week. It could take 2 weeks, sometimes 48 hours. It just depends on the affiliate network who's actually approving you. So I can't really answer that. It just varies by affiliate network.
Well,
right?
First of all,
the actual program side of things, if you join an affiliate program,
that's what I was going to say.
There's no approval. All you have to do is just join, invest, and let's go. Let's get marketing, right? That's why I like programs better.
Yeah, I like programs better too. You don't have to lag or wait for an approval. It's just, okay, you're in, you paid, let's go, let's get marketing.
Exactly. Not only that, but here's a little secret. You get paid a higher % commission.
You do.
Way better.
Yeah, you do.
We've been around the block, so.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyways, now with you trying to figure out, like, how do I make my first sale? Okay, great, you got approved. So how do you make your first sale? Well, this is something that people always ask, guys, how did you make your first sale, right? And the best way that we can explain it is we just kept doing 3 basic principles. We kept building our audience, we kept engaging with our audience, and we started selling, right? But, I'm sure you guys want a little more detail, right? Of course you do. So what we did was everything that we did as we were learning, we shared everything. We shared all our leads coming in. We shared our emails.
We're very, transparent about our results.
Hey, look at our titles. Look at our open rates, right?
Yeah.
And we shared that connection with everybody.
Yeah.
And how we connected with people and things like that, and how people were, just coming in, and how the sales were coming in, and that really helped a lot of people really understand, wow, if they can just share results even before they make a sale.
Yes.
I can do this. Of course you can.
Yes.
And we always said, never focus on the sale right away. Focus on the results, meaning am I generating leads?
Right.
Am I following up? Am I connecting with people on a daily basis? And that changes the whole game when you focus on those things. Build, engage, and sell.
Build, engage, and sell. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. Next question is from Emily Rachel 90. She says, how can I start affiliate marketing when I don't have any money to invest in a program or course? Well, you got to get the money situation.
You got to get the money.
You got to get the money.
Got to get the money.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh, you can still do it for free and you can go ahead and do it this way and that way. No, because then I would be bullshitting you. When we didn't have any money, we learned the truth the hard way. We thought like that. Our mindsets were at that point where we're just like, okay, how are we going to do? We're homeless. There's no way to really come up with this money. What are we going to do? We had to get resourceful.
Well, first of all, I was working.
You were working.
Yeah, I was working at the time.
I was taking care of my kid, right? And then what we did was, every little bit, bills came first, but at the same time, we put a little something to the side. Why? Because we knew we were saving up for something big, something major, and that was to get started. The most important thing is positioning. If anything you're going to save up for, Rachel, or Emily, Emily, Rachel, one of those names, it's like two names.
Emily,
How about
Rachel,
you, Em?
90.
Yeah. Emily, what you want to do is save up for what you really, really want, okay? Because it'll be absolutely worth it, okay? And the most important thing is positioning. Because think about it. If you are going to get started in an affiliate marketing program, and you know darn well that if you were to able to sell that program, positioning, because you are able to earn the highest profit potential. Well, let's say you're going to make $500 per sale. You better get resourceful. You better get resourceful and figure out, okay, I got to figure out how I get quick to $500, you know? Do I have something that I can sell that later on when I make the big bucks, I can go ahead and buy it back?
And that's what I did. I sold like our PlayStation. I remember.
Yeah, the PlayStation gone. That was gone.
And you know what? I got another one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said
it didn't matter.
you got to make some sacrifices. Listen, you sacrifice a little bit for now because later on you'll be able to get the reward. It's important that you understand, prioritize what your dreams are. If your dreams are more important than anything in the world, and it really, really like empowers you, you know,
Absolutely.
you better make sure darn well you figure out you're going to sell something, you're going to let something go. It's a value. Sell your baseball cards if you've been holding on, comic books, whatever. Get resourceful. Don't look at your resources. Get resourceful. That's how you're going to be able to make the money to do it. And if you ain't got no job, go get hired right now. Go find a job. Go find something that you're good at. Get a job. Do what you need to do now temporarily so that one day you can fire your boss.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So that's the truth of the matter is. I'm bold. You know me. I'm brutal. I'll let them know.
I mean, I could have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Yes. There were BES. Best. You got it. And you know where we learned that from, right? You know. Because he knows best.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, next question.
Okay. So next question is from Rapid Revealers. Rapid Revealers?
Rapid Revealers.
Okay, that's your name.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do I need thousands of followers on TikTok before I can start making sales with affiliate marketing? You know, there's a misconception about all this. There's so many gurus out there with thousands of followers, and they like to pose as they're millionaires and do things that, to make it look like, it's a... Listen, first of all, it's an illusion, okay? Does everybody live like that on TikTok? No. Look at AI right now. Look how far it has gotten, okay? Now people are asking that one question. It's a worldwide question, and it's starting to be like, is that AI? Notice how you catch yourself doing that because everything looks so artificial. Be very careful about this, okay? First of all, let me tell you about quantity versus quality. Let's give them some coaching here, okay? You asked, should I have thousands of followers in order to make money online? The answer is no. Okay, what you need to do is you need to learn to build your audience first, okay? Start engaging with everyone that is engaging back with you and start building a quality audience of 1,000 followers. Are you feeling me, what I'm saying?
And you know what she means by that, right?
Yes.
What she means is targeted.
Thank you.
So if you're just adding just friends and family and anybody else, for that matter, and their friends and you stay in the same circle, you're not going to build a business.
You're not. You're going to spin in circles like a hamster on a wheel. It's not going to work. You have to make sure that you're communicating effectively. You're getting to know your followers. Like most of our followers here, right? Y'all know us. We've talked before.
Absolutely.
We chatted once in a lifetime. We spent time together. We even had video calls together. So obviously we know each other. That's why we follow. But if you haven't taken the plunge yet to get to know Asa Rich and have that one call, we got you, okay?
Well, we also had lunch together.
And we have lunch together with some of our followers. So it's like, there's always an opportunity, a way for us to meet. We're not untouchable. But when it comes to this whole idea of I have to have 1,000 followers in order to make a lot of money, that's going to seem like too long and too far-fetched. No, not if you're doing the work, okay? Listen, it's a business, okay? Do you think everybody who opens the door day one on a grand opening, they already have customers walking through the door? No, they had to do the marketing, the advertising, they'll get the word out, have word of mouth. They have to put things on the internet and make ads. They have to build. You have to build something. That's what we say, BES. Yes. You have to build, and that's important. You have to get the word out. So content marketing, okay, Rapid Revealer, is going to get you those followers. Content marketing and the consistency to that content. must be important. You cannot just do one post and expect everybody to come. You have to be consistent each and every single time, so that way your followers, okay, can make a decision and go, oh, he ain't going nowhere. Okay, you know what? I'm going to follow him because I want to see what he's going to do next.
Now, I will say, like we were talking earlier about building the audience and things like that.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the target market.
Yes.
Now, why do we choose the target market, right? That's a very good question. This is really good to help
Yes, absolutely.
rapid revealers, right? So what you want to do is when you focus on a target market, you want to focus on a niche. What niche do you want to focus on? Is it weight loss? Is it make money online? Is it law of attraction? Is it personal development, mindset type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, why is that important to really choose your niche? Is because when you start creating content, whether it's images, videos, audio, right, nowadays too, you can actually create a message that matches that market.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Matches that niche, right? Like, for instance, if I'm building an audience of, like, let's say people in the law of attraction, right, and I don't talk about anything about the law of attraction, there's no connection. They're not going to want to pay attention to me. Like right now, if I ask somebody law of attraction, I'm not talking about the law of attraction. They're going to bounce off this live like that, right? You see the difference?
Yes, yes.
But if I'm talking about, like, hey, listen, you got to start relaxing your mind a little bit. You got to start really thinking about what you want, because the point is, if you don't focus on your thoughts, because your thoughts what? Create the feelings.
Yes.
Right? And we get emotional about these things, okay?
Absolutely.
So our thoughts create our feelings.
That's right.
So it's like, I can get into that conversation and I could pull somebody in that's actually, they love that kind of stuff, right? But if I'm not talking about that, they're not going to pay attention. Same thing for network marketers. If I'm targeting network marketers, I'm going to talk the language about network marketing, right? So I could, pull them in, because my message is matching that market, which is very, very important. This is how we engage with people. This is how we start building the proper audience, right? Very, very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
All right. So you definitely got more than enough to work with what we share with you, okay? And
Absolutely.
don't hesitate, Rapid Revealers, come right on back to Ace and Rich Live. We'd love to help you. Now, the next question is coming from Jason. Jason Tech 2247 says, what's the best way to build an email list when you're just starting out with 0 subscribers? We're talking about list building now. Okay. List building, Rich.
Ooh, I mean, subscribers can be in YouTube. It could be in list building. We'll talk about both.
Let's talk about both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start off with list building, okay? Now, email marketing. There's different ways of building your list very, very quickly. If you're brand new, I recommend solo ads. Why? Because you can build a list very, very fast, and you can start learning how to communicate effectively on a daily basis to build a relationship with email leads. Very, very important. They don't know you. They're cold. We call it the cold market, right? Cold email leads. But this is a really good way for you to start learning how to engage with that list before you start branching out to other types of traffic sources, because other traffic sources can be a little more pricier than actual solo ads, because email traffic you can get away with email traffic a lot cheaper. So now let's talk about YouTube. YouTube subscribers. If you start creating content like we just talked about a little bit earlier, about understanding your market, understanding your niche, and you're talking to them specifically, message to match the market. We want to have a formula down, though. We don't want to just get on video and just start blabbing away, right? Even if we know that we're talking, the message to match the market. But that's not enough. We have to really paint the picture of how can we solve their problem, all right? So what I like to do is when I get on videos, I like to know what the problem is and then to provide a solution to that problem. So again, if I'm getting a question right now, I want to solve that problem to that question.
Right.
Right? So that's very important, because it changes your positioning in the marketplace. Because if you're just talking just to talk, nobody's going to pay attention. But if you're solving problems in the marketplace, your positioning changes in the marketplace. Right? This is how you build trust, and people start to get a little bit more curious about you, and then they'll buy from you because they'll start to trust you.
Exactly.
Very, very important.
All right, Mayori has a question. Mayori says, how does tracking technology work when I am the only one, when I'm only getting 1 to 2 clicks per, 2 clicks from people I know personally?
Oh, that's the problem.
From people you know personally.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. I was like, wait a minute. Am I reading that right? Okay.
You are.
Yeah. No.
You
No,
are.
No, Mayori, that is the wrong way of doing affiliate marketing. You don't do that. You do not do that. Nope. Nope. Tell her, Rich.
Okay, tracking technology. There's ways to track your results. You don't want to track things from, you don't want to track your audience of people that you know, like as far as like, you already personally know them, right? What I like to do is when I track my results, and this is the best way to teach you, is like for social media, I like to know where my clicks are coming from, right? More importantly, I like to know where my leads are coming from. So if I'm tracking social media, my links are different when I'm tracking social media versus like, ads, right? Because if I'm tracking ads, it's letting me know where my traffic is converting.
Exactly.
Is my traffic converting from social media, or is my traffic converting from ads? And 9 times out of 10, usually they both convert, right? Because I know what I'm doing. But I'm looking at like what did convert. So I know like, oh, that video was great. And I know that one's a good video and that's why that's converting, right? Or if I'm running an ad, what ad and what copy did I use for that to convert? Because if I'm just converting from people I know personally, people that you know personally don't really care about what you're doing. They really don't.
No.
Right? We want to look for people who are hungry, have a desire for change.
Yeah.
Have a desire to want to make money.
Yes.
Right? They want to like pay off their mortgage. They want to maybe get a new car because maybe they don't have enough hours at work. Right? We have to think a little bit differently when it comes to our messaging and connecting with people because the only reason why people get started in this industry and want to make money online or become an affiliate marketer or they want to change their lives is because there's something that they're frustrated with themselves about, right? It could be not enough money. It could be, they want to travel, right? The list goes on and on. I can go on and on about this.
Yes.
But when we know this stuff, right, we know the type of messaging to put out there, really to connect with. And this is how we know. And then once we start doing this, we're tracking those results and seeing if that messaging is working properly. Right. So if I know that message worked great, I'm going to give more of what my tracking is doing.
Exactly.
So if my tracking is telling me, hey, that's working, that's converting, I'm going to give more of what's working. Why would I waste my time with people that I know personally, right? Because they're really not interested.
Right, exactly.
I'm looking for people who are interested.
Yes.
Right? And I'm going to solve that problem, and I'm going to track that by the content that I'm creating and ads with copy, and I know what's working and not working, so I pull away from what's not working, and I pull into what's working.
Yes.
So if I give more of what they want, I'm going to make more sales.
Got
I don't give them what they want, I won't make any sales.
Got that?
Okay?
Everybody got that? Everybody
All right,
put in the
cool.
comments, got it. All right. Yeah, fire emoji. That was awesome.
Okay.
Pow, man.
Oh,
That was
wow,
great.
yeah.
I love that. That was great
Thank
because
you.
you really went further, though. You gave her a lot more than what you were going to give her, but that was awesome.
Deborah says, like, how can we solve their problems? Go out there and start researching what problems people are having.
Yeah.
I do research like every week.
Every week.
I go out there and
every
find
week
out
you have to.
who's out there and they're constantly looking for solutions to their problems. And then what I do is I create content around those problems.
Yes.
And I'm speaking to that customer avatar.
Well, not just that, but like can we go a little bit further on like how we solve people's problems? A lot of times, Delroy, what you need to do is stop observing and start diving into it a little bit more by asking better questions.
Well, marketing research.
Exactly, but they don't know that though.
No,
Rich.
but that's what I said a little while ago.
Yeah, they don't know
And
that.
I learned this through Mike Dillard. He said you can do marketing research
Mike Dillard. Yeah.
on Amazon, YouTube. All you have to do is just scour the internet. And you can literally look at all the people that are making comments, they're frustrated about things.
Exactly.
And that's content.
That is.
And
Yeah.
back in the day we used to do forums, right? I've been doing this for a while. But now with like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook,
You can just scroll.
There's so much. Now with AI, tell AI, hey, can you look for some problems for me out there?
And it will give it to you
It
like
will
that.
give you real
Yeah.
problems that people
Yeah.
are having. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a whole wealth of knowledge of ideas that I could put out there.
That's right.
But in your niche.
Exactly.
But in your niche.
That's how you do it.
Right?
Yep. Very
So
good.
yeah, I mean, before there wasn't AI, I couldn't do that.
No, it would take you.
Now.
It would take you a while to
Yeah,
get all that together.
yeah.
You
I remember
pen to paper or swipe and save. You
Yeah,
know.
I remember teaching that before
Yeah.
AI came along.
Yeah.
I remember teaching that on stage at a live event, And I remember doing it and teaching them manually.
Yes.
And there was a lot of value. But now with AI, just go to AI and say, look, what problems are out there, and give me real people, real problems in my niche on TikTok or on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever. And then you'll literally have these people, like AI will share these problems. And those problems are content. And make sure in that content, you talk about the problems, and then you provide the solutions to those problems.
Right.
Change your position in the marketplace. Build more trust.
Yes.
Build more relationships.
Yes.
And you'll make more sales.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. We have next questions from Subdeck 1048. Why does my landing page convert amazingly on a desktop but terribly on mobile devices? Because not all traffic is alike. That's why. Go into in detail.
Well, from my experience, it's funnel builders.
Yep.
So if you're creating a website, let's say you're using a funnel builder to create a website. If you're a marketer, you should be. I was working on some older funnel builders in the past, and what happened to me was my desktop, it was like awesome. It looked great.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at mobile, and I'm like, the opt-in page is on top of the writing. And I'm like, what is going on here? So as, as we got into the future a little bit,
Yes.
we started seeing more sophisticated funnel builders, but even some still have problems. But look at your funnel builder and see if there's a section to optimize in mobile and tablet. I have a funnel builder that I use. I pay like $25 a month. And I have a separate section for all my, like when I create a capture page, bridge page, sales page. It says desktop, it says tablet, and it says mobile.
Yes.
So all I gotta do is just go click, click, and click. And I could look at it and go, ooh, that doesn't look so good. And I can fix it in mobile, and I can fix it on the phone. Okay? So make sure that you have a proper funnel builder that you can
I
do
agree
this.
with that,
And if you
yes.
don't, let us know, and we'll reveal what actually we're using
Yes.
for $25 a month that has these features. Oh man, I hated that. I was so frustrated. I know your pain.
Yes.
I can feel it. Okay?
Yes.
So get a good funnel builder that you can do that, and you will be so excited because it just solves a major problem for you right there.
But let me dive
Yeah.
into something, because I know that is the actual answer when it comes to funnel building,
Right.
and the orientation of mobile capture pages, landing pages
Yeah.
versus desktop. But into his question, he wants to know his conversion rate. How come it's higher on desktop versus the traffic he's getting on mobile? See, that's
Well-
what I was going at.
Well, it could be exactly what I answered. It could be because maybe if you look at your mobile page, it doesn't look right, and they're not opting in,
And they're probably bouncing off.
and they're bouncing off.
So it's not loading properly,
Right.
and that's causing them
Exactly.
frustration.
Because I went
That's why you're
through
losing
that,
traffic.
and I'm like, what's going on here?
Right.
Because it also depends where you are getting traffic. Because let's say you're getting, email traffic.
Right.
If you have to look at email traffic, because sometimes they mix the clicks with some mobile and some desktops, or they do just desktop or just mobile. So if you have just desktop looking good and you don't have mobile optimized, and they're doing both, that's going to tip the balance, and you're going to get less conversions. Okay, very important. You got to be careful about that. If you have mobile only, and you're not optimized for mobile, and you just have a good optimization for desktop, you're going to get it's going to be bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So make sure you optimize both. That way you can get your highest conversion rate possible. Okay?
Yes. Are you guys getting a lot of golden nuggets here? Because this is like really, really gold nuggets that you guys probably have to get going to a live event or a virtual conference to, to hear this kind of information. And we're giving it to you live right here on Ace of Rich Live. Do not miss out on that detail. If you have to watch the replay later on, I got to catch that.
But I have more. Because
Okay.
let's talk about more conversions.
Okay.
What about if
Pay attention.
you created a page,
Drop the fire emoji.
depending on where your traffic you're focusing on?
Yeah.
Let's talk about email traffic, for example. What I've learned over the years with email traffic, which is cold emails, less is more on the page. If you put too much, you're confusing those leads, potential leads, looking at your page, right? They're looking at your page and they're getting confused because it's too much, it's too busy. So they get, the focus of a page with email traffic is to get them to go to the opt-in, nowhere else.
Right.
So less writing is the best. No background image, nothing. Plain Jane, get them to focus on that box. Email. Not name an email, email. Now let's talk about social media traffic. If we're running ads with Facebook or we're running ads with YouTube, for example, I want to make sure that my page is optimized specifically for who I am targeting specifically. Okay? So if let's say I have an offer from Bob Proctor, right? Because I'm affiliated with Bob Proctor. I can sell Bob Proctor's course, a high ticket, right? There's an entryway, and there's a high ticket on the back end. I want to make sure that my landing page is fully optimized for that specific market when I'm running the ads. Mm-hmm. Make sense?
Yeah.
So not only am I optimizing the ads and being, focusing on the targeting, my page has to focus on the targeting too. Mm-hmm. If there's one element that I'm missing, my conversions are going to drop.
Yeah.
Right? I'm giving you guys some bonus coaching here to help you guys out. So let's say that you're focusing on personal development, right? Who would I target? Think and Grow Rich, right? Jim Rohn. The list goes on and on. So I know this verbiage has to be specific on that landing page to target those people, right? That they're gonna eat it up. Very, very important. So the copy has to be on par and very targeted when it comes to those type of ads, right? A little bit different than email traffic, but that's different.
Awesome. Let me just read some of the comments and feedback we got going on here before we answer the next couple of questions that are coming in. Delroy says, a niche is a group of people looking for stuff. Yes. Thoughts, feelings, actions. Ace and Rich are keeping it real as always.
Yes, absolutely.
Always,
absolutely.
man, always. Thank you, Ace and Rich. You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Gold nuggets for sure. Francis Austin. Fire emojis, love it. Yes. Less is sometimes more.
Less is more when it comes to email traffic.
Yeah.
I've tested multiple pages with different copy.
Yes, Delroy.
And I was shocked because in an ugly page, real plain Jane.
Not sometimes. Less is more.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
I was literally getting like over 60% opt-in rate.
And that's unheard of when it comes to, testing traffic, especially with BizOp and solo ads. If you get a 60%, you got to protect that page and not share it with nobody. That's yours. Yeah, you don't share that with nobody.
Depending on the vendor, some with over 60, some were 70.
Exactly.
Yeah, it depends on the vendor.
Yeah, you remember how people try to literally bribe us and can you give me a copy of your page?
Yeah, I remember that.
They're like, we ain't sharing our page. That's ours.
Yeah.
No.
Because it'll just go down.
It will. So if you get to a point where you're tweaking and you're making all these changes to your landing page,
well, because you work very hard.
You do work hard.
Optimize the page for the ads.
That shit ain't easy.
You do like split test.
Exactly.
Split test, until you finally get what you're looking for.
Until you dial it in, and then when you get over 40-50%, now you got something.
Well, I mean, you can also split test with like Facebook ads and YouTube as well.
You can.
And I remember when I was doing Google Ads, and I don't mean YouTube, I mean Google Ads.
Yes.
I had to split test ad copy, which was like, small ads on Google search, Google Content Network, and I would split test two ads against each other until, and we're talking words here, guys, words against each other until I knew a copy converted. And then I would do another battle and try to beat that ad and see if that one would beat that ad. And I would optimize till my conversions were off the chain. And I was making super high ticket sales on the back end just from those ads.
Hold that thought. We got a question from Military Forces TV1 says, which traffic source, Rich, performs better for CPA offers, Google, Bing ads, or Facebook ads in 2026?
So I run CPA ads more in the past than I do now. But CPA, I prefer doing email marketing and Bing ads. Yeah, you have to be careful with certain offers, when you use Google and Facebook. A lot of them don't like you running CPA offers. So, and also you got to be careful with affiliate networks that run those CPA offers because they'll ask, because when I remember I signed up, they asked me like, what do you, how are you going to run these ads? I mean, how are you going to run the traffic? How are you going to promote our offers? And I told them, I said, well, email traffic. And also, I don't mind doing Bing ads. Bing ads are fine. And they said, okay, cool. if I would have said like Google, they would have been like, no good, because they don't want problems with their affiliate people that create the offers. They don't want problem with the people that create the offers.
Right.
They want to make sure you promote it the way they want to promote it. Okay, very important. I know it's a little bit complicated, but it's not that complicated. But just make sure that you focus on email traffic and Bing ads.
Wow.
And you'll be good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, next question is coming from Parking Maven 2024. Says, should I focus on organic traffic through YouTube and SEO, or is paid advertising the only way to scale quickly?
You know, this is a great question because I always had that question before in the very beginning, and it's always recommended when you're first getting started, is to build your foundation. And what do we mean by that? Well, nowadays people are a little more sophisticated when it comes to understanding making money online. Not like before, when it was new, they had no idea what it was about. So conversions were a lot more easier. People bought a lot simpler. You didn't have to like wine and dine them a little bit, right? However, today, for me, I recommend getting your foundation built from the ground up on social media, because nowadays people, if they see an ad, they're going to seek you out and see if you're real, if you're just not, what's that saying go? You're not just talking to talk, but you are actually walking the talk, right? You're just not out there just talking. You're actually walking, all right? So you're stepping into who you say you are, because before you can get away with that, right? You could just run some ads and make money, and you still can, but if you want to make a lot more money, make sure that you have your foundation built. And there's a guy that I follow, and his name is Patrick David. And he had this question too, and this is recent, so this is more current. Somebody asked him the same thing. It's like, should I run ads to build up my YouTube channel? And he said no. He said what we did was we did it organically in the beginning to build our foundation. So when we started running ads, we ran ads to build upon what we had, because people were actually going to the channel from the ad, and they started seeing the value in the content that was created, right? Like for us, like I ran ads on YouTube, and I don't mind doing it now because, we already have a following on YouTube. But I wouldn't want to do it in the very beginning because they don't know who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? That's so key. I can't stress it enough. Build that foundation. And I don't mean you have to like do it organically for a very long time.
No.
Just get it going. Get some subscribers. Get that content out there. Right? Then you can start running some ads. So they start looking you up. They're like, oh, this person's a real deal. They're actually,
Yes.
they're not just talking. Right?
Yes.
So.
All right. Awesome. Next question is from Nick H. 1704. Do ClickBank supplement products look like scams to potential buyers? And should I avoid promoting them?
Okay, so this is more of a mindset thing, because you probably think that everything's a scam by you think saying it's a scam. Not everything in ClickBank is bad, right? Now, do I believe there's some things that are really kind of cheesy and they're pretty bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I agree.
Doesn't really mean it's a scam.
No.
It just means that it sucks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But what I like to do when I look at ClickBank, I like to look gravity. So I know that there's a lot more sales going on, right? So you have a potential to make those sales if it's actually selling. So it's selling more. So look up gravity when you look at products, and look at the offer. One of the things we learn is that look at the sales page and look at the video sales letter.
Yeah, the VSL.
And this is how you know you have a good offer. Who is the actual authority figure in the story in the video sales letter? Because if you have a good authority figure and it has a great story, in that video sales letter, it's going to sell, right? Because people love to buy when they hear a real compelling story connected to the product, okay? And if that compelling story is connected to an authority figure that it just touches you, it just connects with you, that's why you have to look at it. You have to look at these offers. You have to study these offers. Then you know that you can give it a shot about trying to promote it. And make sure that you're building an audience that's matching that supplement. Make sure they need it. Make sure that that audience could benefit from those products that you're trying to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, my thing is, I'm going to go a little deeper on this one because really when it comes to health and wellness, you know, that area, you have to make sure you understand you're dealing with other people's health. And when you put your name or your identity or brand behind it, you got to make sure that it's legit. And I totally get where you're coming from. But also make sure that the customer testimonials and case studies are real. That's very important. So that way it don't bite you later on when somebody has allergic reaction or something happens. So it's not so much like you said, the mindset with thinking that everything is a scam on ClickBank. That is true. There's a lot of Gravity products out there that have done sold very, very well actually with weight loss and nutrition. And you should find that out. You should actually study those so that way you could see why are they selling more than what I've picked, right? And compare the two. Look at the pros and cons of everything before you make a actual decision of putting the time in to sell someone else's offer, because obviously you're the middleman, you're not creating anything, you're an affiliate. So if you're going to put your time and energy into reselling something for somebody and getting the word out and creating ads and advertising and all that mess, make sure that the product does have some quality behind it and, you know, validity of it, you know, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, testimonials are important,
They are.
you know, but usually if you see Gravity high, that means there's a lot of sales going through that product.
And he should study that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see Gravity high in ClickBank, you can tell that that's going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
But even though if I see Gravity high, I still want to look at the product. I still want to look at the sales page.
Yes.
I want to look at the VSL. I want to study that offer.
Yeah.
I want to listen to the story. Okay. This is market research, guys. Look at it and go, wow, compelling offer, compelling story.
Yes.
It's solving problems. It's helping people more than anything, right? But the story really has to get you, because if it gets you, it's going to get somebody else who's looking at that offer.
Absolutely.
Okay? Beautiful.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for us? Post them in the chat. Let us know. We're here.
Yeah, absolutely. We got one more question, guys.
One more question. Let's see it. Okay. 120 says, what's a realistic monthly income goal for someone doing affiliate marketing full time? Realistic monthly income goal for someone doing affiliate marketing full time.
Well, I mean, you could do full time for like years and you won't make any money.
Yeah.
That's just a God honest truth.
Yeah.
But everybody's different, right? So, I mean, for us,
when we went full time, we were working our jobs, and then it took time for us to make a decision to fire our bosses.
It was easier for us because it's two people.
Right, but
So-
at the same
but wait a
time,
minute, in
we
the
were making enough money to fire them.
Right, but I was actually working, and you were working the business full time yourself.
Yes.
And I told her, well, you gotta have to go back to work, because she was actually messing around and not being serious, because she was just learning the ropes of being an entrepreneur. And once she went back to work, we both were working it part time. So we were both, you know, like when she's working, I was home, or I was working, you were home, or vice versa. And what happened was, when we came home, we focused on the activities that really mattered the most. And that was really building our list, right? Building an audience, because we didn't have an audience, you know. And then from there, as things were starting to build and sales were starting to come in,
Yes.
it got to a point that I said, babe, you can come home again, and I'm going to continue working. I just got like full time, because I was working part time for a while. And then I said, give me the most hours as possible, because I want to create more capital. Because then you want to invest more in the business, right?
Right.
Good mindset.
Yes.
Invest more into the business.
Absolutely.
So she was starting to make some great sales, starting to get some high ticket sales and things like that. And then all of a sudden, it started becoming like 42K in 15 weeks. We just blew up, right? Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like overnight, because for years we were working in this business, okay?
Yeah.
So like I said, it's
Struggled
different
for a long
it's
time.
different for everybody.
Yeah.
But my advice to you is, all right, if you want to make money as quick as possible, don't mess around. Like, get real serious.
Yep.
Invest in the
Yes.
education.
Yes.
Don't just look at the education. Like, study the modules of what you're learning. Do not take notes, and then watch it a second time. Then take notes. Then start implementing. And you'll start to grasp it a little bit better, right? And just take massive action and never stop. Even if nothing's happening, you got to keep going, keep going, keep going. Because underneath the surface, the stuff is growing. You just don't see it. And it fools a lot of people. When they don't see anything, they're like,
Yeah.
This crap doesn't work. I'm wasting my time.
Yes.
Right? That's a mindset. Underneath, man, things are working, things are growing. You got roots, man, that are building. You just don't understand it. You just don't see it.
Yes.
But the more you keep going, little small stuff will start popping up, and then that's when you start getting excited. Get excited before those things start popping up.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
And you from there, there'll be little things pop up, big things start popping up. Before you know, it just starts to grow like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But you have to stay in the game long enough, and don't be frustrated with yourself. I know it's going to be tough. This is a battle of the wits.
The
Mindset.
Yeah. The truth of the matter is there are people that start, stop, and never get anything going.
That's true.
There are people that let, life, happen to them instead of for them. And the thing that's happening is, that constant, up and down, you're never going to get anything going consistently. You're going to always falter. And if that's the case, if you keep living that kind of routine, you're never going to be an entrepreneur, ever. Because that's what's going to hold you back from ever starting anything. The thing with me was when I saw the truth behind this industry, I knew it was worth me giving it my all, even if it meant blood, sweat, tears, and late nights going to bed, missing out on very important events for a little while. Those are the sacrifices you're going to make, because obviously your goal is to make your first $100,000 in your first year. Believe it or not, that's the truth. If you can get to that goal within your first year or even shorter, okay, you've really proven something. But if you keep dicking around with your business, you're not going to be able to get anywhere. And I think a lot of people need that cold hard truth being told to them by me, because I have worked with some of the best people in this industry, and I've seen them climb so fast to the top, and I also seen them how fast they fall down, because they let so many things affect them that they forgot how they started and why they started.
Well, they forget where they come from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the start, the why, is very important. That's what keeps you going when you don't feel like building your business. So like Rich said, when you don't see anything right away, there's a reason behind that. It's not meant for you to see it yet. Yet is a powerful word.
Yeah.
So when you're building and building and building, and you're like, man, I'm not seeing my commissions coming in. Yeah, I see leads, but I don't see commissions. I see leads, I don't see commissions. One day, it's going to happen, and when it does, it's going to hit you so hard, you're going to be like, oh my God, what do I do? And this is why the whole premise of having personal mindset and growth is important for you, because you got to know how to handle things like that as they come.
Let me say something. It's tough.
It is.
You have to have a strong mind, and you got to be tough. You got to be tough in your own mind. It's the best way to describe it, because it's easy to just give up. It's easy, right? It's just easy. Whatever. Just pack it up and that's it. But it's not easy to continue. It's easy to pack it up, right? But it's not easy to continue, because this is like warfare, but it's warfare of your own mind. And that's the only way you're going to win, right? If you beat the own battle that's going on up here. Because there's so many things that are going to happen along your journey. People are going to affect you. Your own thoughts are going to affect you. Your belief is going to affect you.
Tell them.
And you got to realize that you are worth it. Once you realize that you're worth it, everything around you becomes irrelevant. All the old thoughts, all the old things become irrelevant. It's you. It's not the thing. It's you that becomes the thing. Right? Everybody thinks it's the thing. You're going to get wealthy from the thing. But it's you that creates the thing that becomes wealthy.
Exactly.
Make sense?
Yeah.
I try to put that in the most simplest way possible.
Yeah.
Because that's really the bottom line. That I've seen people in this industry that were like, I used to look up to them, right? And they've changed. And they become like, I don't know, kind of shitty actually. And they were like on top, and they fell so fast because they became shitty, right? They just, and that's probably why they haven't got back up again, because again, they forgot where they came from, right? I've never forget where I come from. I know that I got to constantly keep rebuilding relationships. I know I got to keep serving, and I love what I do, and she loves what she does, right? And this is maybe why we've been in business for so many years sustainably, because we never lost sight
No.
of what it takes, right? You're going to surpass everybody else when you focus on your mindset and when you focus on you understand the warfare that you have to go through in your mind. Period. That's the best way that I can say it, because that warfare that goes on never ends. Even if you have success, it never ends. Trust me, it never ends, because you have to eliminate all the things and all the baggage that you came with when you first signed up to be an entrepreneur. It's there. And 9 times out of 10, it's not your fault, right? The way you brought up, how you were affected with different things negatively, right? I can go on. This is all about coaching and stuff like that, but it's just this is the main reason why people don't succeed.
Okay. Yeah. We have a question all the way from Scotland. This is awesome. Cool. We have Ryan here. Ryan says, how do you answer someone if they ask you if you've generated results from your offers yet so that I can keep my posture? Okay. So here's the thing. When it comes to, people asking you, have you made any money yet? Can you tell me, or can you show proof? There's 2 reasons why people do this. Number one, they're qualifying you to see if you're going to be that person that they want to either enroll or sign up with.
Absolutely.
The other thing that they're doing is they're testing your confidence. They want to make sure that you actually know what you're talking about. Nobody wants to sign up with somebody who is like not confident, low self-esteem, you're no believe in what you sell. That's very important because they're also testing that. So it's not so much of you actually giving the hype game and saying, yeah, I made money even though you didn't, right? Because that's not what really is going to matter. And, showing screenshots and things like that is not really going to prove anything.
No, you know what? Because I'm glad you mentioned that. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have made sales in the very beginning. Because in the very beginning, we weren't making any money, and people were signing up with us left and right. And the reason why is because we shared like our results, not our sales. Our lead flow,
the journey,
our open rates, right? Communicating, even giving value, even with no sales yet.
Yeah.
Because we studied and we learned some great things, and we're so excited. We're like, man, we want to share this stuff with people. So now, today, we can share the value of the lessons we learned along our journey, which is very valuable.
Absolutely
right?
valuable.
But in the beginning, when you don't have that, it's okay. Whatever you're learning through the modules of any courses or mentorship that you're going through, that's value.
Yes.
That's your war chest. That's your marketing war chest.
Right.
You need to share that. Don't hoard it. A lot of people, they learn so much and they don't share anything.
They don't share anything. And Ryan, the thing is, you don't want to get into a debacle with, let's say this person asked you this in a DM. You don't want to get into a debacle and get nervous and say the wrong thing to them, because that's not going to solve anything. I mean, the person, all they're asking you is a simple question because number one, they don't know you. So they're going to ask you, are you making money with this program, right? Can you imagine how tripped up you would feel if you didn't know how to answer this without a coach? That's what happens when you don't have coaching. If you had somebody there to support you, you would be guided properly to answer this type of a question. So I'm glad you brought this to the show.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do it right on the fly.
Yeah.
If someone comes to me, okay, and this is for you, all right? If somebody says, have you made any money with the program that you're promoting? I go, what do you mean? I just got started. I'm excited. What's happening right now in the industry, it is changing and evolving. And I am so excited about what we can do right now in the marketplace. Now, I haven't made any money yet because I just got started. Now, are you ready to get started? Because if you're ready to get started, I'm ready to work with you. Let's go. It's your positioning.
Yes.
And what I was talking about earlier, your positioning. How do you change your positioning in the marketplace? You change your positioning by studying, learning, because that's going to build up your confidence. And you take everything you learn and you go out there and you teach it. Remember what I said about solving problems? If you're learning, what are you doing hoarding it, man? Get out there and share it.
Yes.
Because that changes your positioning and that builds trust. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then when somebody comes up to you and comes with a question like that, I'm like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I just got started.
Yeah.
I just learned a few new lessons now. I'm on my way. I'm super excited.
That's right.
If you're not showing that you're excited about what you're selling, and you're not saying like, hey, are you ready to get started? Right? It doesn't matter if I make money. That's irrelevant. The question is, do you want to make money?
That's
I'm
right.
not getting left behind. I don't know about you, but I ain't getting left behind.
That's right.
You see the difference in the verbiage there? Right? It doesn't matter to me if somebody asks me if I'm making money or not. What matters is like, am I pumped up? Am I excited? Because they can feed off that energy.
Yes, they can. They'll
And if
know.
they don't want to buy,
That's right.
hey, look, you don't want to buy, that's on you. That's your loss. You're gonna get left behind. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? So there you go.
Awesome stuff, man. That's great. Yeah. Did you guys get a lot of value tonight? This was incredible. A lot of great questions. Thank you guys so much for these questions. This is all about you. This is about your journey. You know, we always say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And, you know, Rich and I, we were so transparent with answering, you know, a lot of your questions because we've done all of this stuff already.
Yeah.
So we're able and equipped to answer these questions for you. That's why we said bring your questions. Sometimes you'll ask questions and we'll go, we have to think about that a little bit longer because maybe we have no experience with that. But this is the
Right.
thing. We come from experience. There's a lot of people out there that is shooting stuff off the top of their heads. And let me tell you something. A lot of it is gibberish. What really happens is when somebody comes to this show and asks questions, they get a transformation like that because they see the light, they see the potential, they see the answer that they've been seeking all along. I can't tell you how many times people come on this show, ask us these types of questions and then some. And they wonder why they've been spinning their wheels so long in their communities or working with the person that they signed up with, and they could have gotten a lot further before if they would have found Ace and Rich.
Yep.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And it took a long time to make a decision to go, why didn't I sign up with these two? I
Wait a
would be
minute.
farther than now than I was before.
This is Ryan. He's from Scotland.
Yes.
Right?
It was him.
You got a sexy accent. Use it, bro. Use it. You see?
Yes.
Notice I told you, you have a sexy accent.
Where'd you get that from?
Let me tell you something.
Where'd you get that from?
You. 'Cause she told me you have a sexy accent.
That's right.
Now here's the thing about that sexy accent. You can use it. Build confidence on it.
Yes.
All right? You see, it's a mind game. You got to believe in yourself, man. Ryan, you got to believe in you and what you're capable of. Believe in you that you're capable of changing your circumstances. I've talked to you before, and I can tell that you're uncertain about a lot of things. And let me tell you something. Once the day that you change that is the day that your whole world's going to shift. Hey, I used to be shy. Yeah, the guy was in a band. Yep. I used to be shy. I used to be behind 4 other members in a band. You know what? When I got started in this industry, that changed. Because I studied mindset. I've been coached, right? I've invested in myself over the years.
Same here.
All right? Yeah, I used to be shy. I used to be shy.
Same here.
Not anymore. Once I let that go, that's when the money started. I was like, where's the money been hiding all along? And you've been pushing it away, Rich.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I say the same thing to you. You're pushing all the money away because you're not at that point where you're ready to let go all the baggage from the past to believe in yourself and understand what you're capable of. I know you're capable, and I know you got a sexy accent. Use it. Use it, man.
Yes, that goes for all you foreigners out there. We love you so much. And you know what? I think a lot of you do have that same type of mentality where you think that because you don't have English as your first language, that you feel kind of dumb or you feel left out or behind.
No.
And you know what? You were born in a country that you have a sexy accent. And I think you should own it, and I think it should be marketable, and I don't think you should think of yourself otherwise.
You know what's funny?
Uh-huh.
There's other countries that look at us in America,
Yeah.
and they go, you guys got a freaking awesome accent.
Yeah.
We love your accent.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, we all have accents,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we could hone in on our own accents.
Yeah.
So use it because take advantage
Yes.
of, and what I mean by that is take advantage of you. Everybody has some power, and that power is invested in you.
Yes.
You know, without you, there would be no success, right? And you have to really embrace that you are the one that's capable.
Absolutely.
You have to live it. You have to breathe it. And before I let you go, a long time ago, I was brand new, even before I met Ace. I was learning how to generate leads. I couldn't generate a lead for the life of me. And everybody around me in the company, they were generating leads, they were making money. And I was like, how come I can't generate one freaking lead? I was just getting started. I don't know. And I remember reading the book with Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. And he said that, success is very metaphysical, right? Like, you have to believe in on the outcome of what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. You have to see it. You have to live it. You have to breathe it. So you attract it, right? And I did this every night for a long time. I said, look at all these leads. Look at all the leads that are coming to my business. I am so excited. I can't believe that all these leads are like literally coming in. Look at my business growing. I am so excited. And I literally felt like these leads were literally right in front of my face. And even though there was not even one lead, I did this for 30 days straight. Every night I opened up the book, I read another chapter. Closed the book, I looked up the ceiling, and I went into daydreaming mode. And I was like, I cannot believe all these leads. These leads are coming in. I can't stop these leads. Oh my God. And then one day, my first lead came in. That was exciting. I share this with you because I think it's very important. And because I struggled. I did in the beginning, I struggled. And when I got that first lead, it was the world to me. And then it became 2 leads, then 3 leads. And then back in the day when YouTube was YouTube, right? It wasn't Google, didn't own it. Google was, YouTube was something brand new. Kids owned it. And at that time, we put our phone numbers, and they would watch our videos, and they would call us. I started getting phone calls asking about what I'm doing. And Rich, I've been watching your videos, and you inspire me, and all these great things. And I was creating sales from just connections from YouTube. Even when that day I felt bad because I couldn't create a lead, I realized that it was my own belief. Your own belief, in a metaphysical sense, starts to form in the external world from the internal world. The internal world is you. So once you believe in you, you create what you want to create. It starts to come out from the internal into the external. I'm telling you, this stuff works. Don't read the book, Wallace D. Wattles, Science of Getting Rich. And if you read it and you didn't get it, read it again. Because maybe you read it years ago and you didn't really
or they weren't ready for it.
Or you weren't ready for it.
You weren't ready for it, yeah.
This will change your life out of anything that you want in your life. What do you want? Ask yourself, what do you want? And I say this to you, Ryan. In order to create your confidence, in order to embrace your sexiness with your accent, you have to start like, what do I want, and get serious about it. And it has to mean something. It can't just be anything. Or just money. It has to be something that captivates you. I knew why I wanted those leads, because I wanted to make more sales. But I knew I wanted to make more sales because I wanted to travel and change my life.
Right.
I wanted to see different places besides Massachusetts. Like, I'm in Puerto Rico now, right? The beach is right here. I get to see my brother I haven't seen in 30 years. Right? I wanted that. Right? It connects to everything. The metaphysical is connected to the physical. The metaphysical is inside you. You have all the power. It starts with your own belief to put it out there in the universe, so that way it starts to form into reality. It never forms into reality unless you start with the internal. Come on. Right? Believe in yourself, Ryan. Make it happen. And this goes for everybody out there who's watching this live right now. And you're going to watch this on YouTube. It's going to be a replay. Start believing in yourself, guys. It starts from you. Once you really embrace yourself and start really having that belief on another level, then it'll start to form around you. And then you'll ask yourself, where has this been hiding all along? All right? We'll leave it with that, guys. We love you and appreciate you. My name is Rich Guzman.
And my name is Ace Guzman.
Thank you for being here on the Freedom by Design Live. And we will see you on the next one next week. Same time and same bat channel. All right, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye now.
Bye, guys.